Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another edition of EDU 600 Research Methods and Techniques. I hope everybody is warm in your house or apartment or wherever you are living at this point. And, I took my dog out this morning. I live in Topsom, Maine, which for those that don't know where that is about 8-10 miles north of LL Bean down in Freeport. And it was 14 below at that point, and there was a breeze. There wasn't a huge amount of wind. It was about 6 o'clock this morning, and I came in and turned on my computer, and I saw that the wind chill was like minus 32. So it's cold. So, my first thought was, boy, it's a great day to do some work. So, well, maybe there are people in this class are bold enough that you're going to go out today on your snowmobile and enjoy the many, many miles of trails that we have in the state of Maine. But I know I will not be doing that today. So welcome to another edition. On Monday, we start week number 4. And as you can see on the screen, I just wanted to highlight one thing that I am changing. We had the article capture due date. This was where you submit 3 unique primary source documents and you put it in a table form and you submit it on February 12th, which would be next Sunday night. I decided, and I'm going to do this right as we speak, that I want some more time to explain exactly what it is that we will be doing in this assignment. And so I am switching the assignment due date from February 12th to February 26th. So that is done. Article capture 1, which was due on February 12th. Next Sunday, I'm pushing that out because I want more time to spend on this subject about what is this assignment about. It's very important. So really the first thing that we're going to have, and I'll spend time on this coming up next week, but the first true assignment we have in the class will be the qualitative critique, which is based upon the group work that you are doing. We still have 2 more days for group members to participate. We have 2 more days that you can jump on and fill in the section, even if you haven't done it yet. But the qualitative critique will be due on February 19th, but that's, a couple of weeks out. I'll have more information coming up on that assignment. But once again, wanted to highlight the article capture, which was going to be due on February 12th, is now going to be due on February 26th. Alrighty. With that said, let me go back to the materials. That's a winter beach. For those that might know that's Popham Beach. That was last week. I go down to the beach quite a bit, even in the winter. And on a day like today, it would be wicked cold there. So I don't think I will be making it down there. So this is you're looking at the spring video from last year. I keep it in there until I replace it with the one I'm recording right now. So this week, we're going to be looking at ethnography, which is a type of qualitative research. And I find this extremely fascinating this week in this topic. I hope you do also. The goals: understand the major concepts and terms associated with ethnography, the types, understand how do you evaluate this type, specifically for trustworthiness. Read chapter 4, and then I'd like you to read these 2 videos. And I have no idea why that is not showing up, but I will fix that. There's a second video, which is a TED Talk on ethnography, and that will be corrected before, I thought I corrected that, but that will be corrected before you jump online. I'd like you to read one of these studies. We have 2 studies here. Here's the link. And you can choose whichever one that you want to do. Take a look at page 67 on for how to evaluate this type of research, this type of ethnographic research. You can read the sample critique on page 72. And then I'd like you to participate in the discussion forums. This is a full group class discussion. As you can see in here, we have the discussion questions, topics, and the prompts are, let me go right to them. So I'd like you to define this type of research and the key characteristics. Select one of the posted articles. You read that. Critically evaluate the methods, data analysis, and conclusions. And please support your comments with evidence from the study, course readings, or discussion. Meaning, when you're looking at the methods and you want to cite something from our textbook, that will be, you're going to be citing the two textbook authors. If it's something that was in a PowerPoint or something a classmate said, something I said, a PowerPoint, a video, just put it in there. I'm looking for some connections with the actual course. So let me go back to week number 4. Once again, I will fix this. And we're coming in here. Alrighty, I just turned off my machine for a minute. I made sure that this video, it's a TED Talk on the type of research that we're studying this week. So there's 2. This is an introduction, and then we have a TED Talk. And I find TED Talks as a really good way to explain what type of research that we are actually studying. There's a huge amount of information out there, and this just gives a little different angle on it. And, I provide these as a way to kind of appeal to various learning styles, and hopefully the videos help people out. If not, you can always reach out to me. You need some additional information, please do. Anytime you want to talk, I'm here. We can do a Zoom, we can talk on the phone, we can do emails. I am here to help. So that is it. As you can see, the article capture 1, and I will change this location just because it doesn't need to be here, but I think I might just keep it here. Nothing is due. This was due next Sunday, February 12th. Now it is due on February 26th. We'll have more information on this coming up. So along that lines, I pushed the article capture assignment out to give us a few more weeks to work on the ideas, the concepts. What is a primary source document? I wanted to point you on our Brightspace page to, some additional information that we have. You come down, and there's a lot of things, as you can see on mine. You won't be able to see any of these that shows hidden. This is just this is my screen, the instructor's screen. So what we have are down here, we have library resources, and I'll click on that. Glickman, this takes you directly to the Glickman library. And when we're talking about primary sources and primary research documents, we're really looking at something that has been written by the author that conducted the research. That's in research paper form. So just say I conducted my dissertation research, which was on learning styles, which I did, and then I wrote a dissertation on that. That is considered primary source documents. If I wrote an article summarizing 5 other people's research on learning styles, and then, publish the article, that is considered secondary source documents. So what I suggest everybody using is use the link right embedded in the course. Come into databases and journals. I like Academic Search Complete. Some of you may be familiar with these. These are all, they're like Google searches for academic articles. You have Academic Search Complete is one I use quite a bit. Education Full Text, ERIC, Google Scholar. sometimes you hear people say, well, don't use Google at all. Well, Google Scholar is good. And also, I'm not in that camp. If your topic is just say the effect of chemotherapy on learning, you can always start off with a Google search, just a traditional Google search. Put in the words and see what comes up. And then you may find an article that you want, and then you can come into these databases and take a look. So I wanted to show you, first of all, that's the connection directly in our course Brightspace. That's right here in Library Resources. Now I'm going to come down here. There's some additional information. If you need any assistance looking, and I assume that some people might get going and try to find some primary source documents on their particular topic, we have loads of assistance, and the first one is right here, Article Search and Tim Lynch. Tim Lynch is the research librarian for the School of Education and Human Development, specifically our program. So Tim and the crew at Glickman Library have put together many, many videos on what is a primary source document. These are modules that I would encourage everybody to take a look at. Probably the most important thing on this page is Tim's contact information. If you are looking for an article and you can't find it anywhere, or you come to the spot that it says pay $30 for the full text, contact Tim directly. Say you're looking for this, mention you're an EDU 600, and I will guarantee you he will find you that article. It's fabulous. You can also shoot it to me. I have a lot of experience finding research articles. I'd be happy to help. So there's modules that you can watch in there, and there's just a couple other things I want to show you, and then I will conclude this. Searching for primary documents. What are primary source documents? Click on that. So in here, there's all kinds of information. What is a primary source document? How do you find it? And this is key. Research papers follow a pretty strict format. You should be looking for an introduction, methods, results, discussion, works cited. You can use the library databases as I just showed you. But I have to say, take a look at, if you take a look at the abstract, and the abstract says, in this paper, we summarize blah, blah, blah research. It's not a primary source document. And oftentimes, not 100% of the times, but most of the time, if you look at the abstract and it says, this study examines, right there, you know pretty sure that you have a primary source document. Now let me go back. So once again, searching for primary source documents. There's a video in here. This is one of my videos on kind of how do you find primary.
Hello everybody. A few questions have come up about where do you even find primary source documents, and how can you find these documents online?
So this is a method that I put together. There's two videos in here about how do you find primary source documents. Take a look at that. I walk you through, and this one is all about using Google search. And once again, a lot of researchers and other classes like this, they shy away from having anybody use Google search or just do a Google search on any topic. I don't. I think it's a good way to get your feet wet and see kind of what's out there. So that is it for me. I've talked far too long, but I wanted to give you just a little bit of preview of what's available on Brightspace. And if you have any questions during the week, please let me know. I'm here to help. We can set up a Zoom. We can do email. We can do phone, however works best. If you want to meet in person, and that would be fine too. I'm available. I would say all the way from, generally I'm in the Gorham, Portland area, but if you needed and you wanted to meet in Lewiston, I could probably swing that also, or down at Saco. So that's it for me. I appreciate the effort everybody's putting in, and thank you for being just, really good students so far this semester. See you, everybody.